Good morning. Welcome to the breakfast show, Trading with SMARTRobie. It has been a while since we have a couple of breaks in here, but we are back today with SMARTRobie, and the feature of the benefits we'll be sharing with you is how to look for new opportunity using Robie FA collection. Now, we all know the breakdown of the US market continue to sell off, which we have almost 900 points drop, and even at the futures where we speak now is 30 points, another 300 points drop today. No difference from the KLCI. I know many of you are bearish going in forward. So that's why sometimes for the longer term, you should focus on the fundamental aspect of the stock, which does give you some sort of a support going in there, at least in terms of the dividend they pay out. We shall take a look at some of the example, but don't go away yet. Let's stay to the end and also review back some of the older stocks that we talk about right way back on the 30th of May, which is about 2 weeks ago when we did the episode 175. Now let's go in what we have for you this morning in our breakfast show with SMARTRobie. Definitely, we all know the continued sell-off that we have this morning. And let's take a look at where the market is this morning. Just looking up in here and the KLCI, we last had the big sell-off. You can see everything is sort of turning red, not that great. It's down 15 points in here, about 1%, continuing from where the Dow Jones sell off because of the fear of the inflation, which is again coming into recession. Okay, so that's all this talk. But I did a few talks that cover this topic, particularly on the YouTube, so make sure you watch them at least to understand the situation that we talk about in here, and don't be so-called dragged by the continued bad news that is coming out into the market. Longer term, stay focused on those good fundamental stocks, and those of you who are trading with the VC360, trade the intraday, take quicker profits, have high win rates, and cut loss if you need to. That is the only way to do around this period in here. But let's take a look at what we have in the breakfast show this morning in here. And today the sharing will be looking at stock that has great potential to rise in value. That's right. And we're not going to deviate away too much from what we talked about earlier on, which is the Pentagon guider. That's right, using the Pentagon guider that were able to get you into the right aspect of the market, right? But the only difference now, because the market right now is in bear market, so you want to be taking shorter profit target if you are trading right now, right? And if you need to, as I said before, need to cut loss, you would have to do so in order to remove many of what they call deadwood stocks, right? That's why you need to be very, very disciplined. And of course, those of you who are watching using SMARTRobie are disciplined enough to cut loss. I think you will fare much, much better in here, right? Ability to cut loss is important as when we undergo through all kinds of things. Right now, the market continue to undergo through all market volatility in here. Robie FA collection do show you some potential in here, and they are respective in green Pentagon. But let's not talk and go further to some of the stocks we talk about. Now, of course, those of you who are not familiar with our SMARTRobie Green Pentagon Guider, it is part of the work that is pioneered by Mr. Tom Williams, the creator of Volume Spanner, which is really part and parcel of what we have here, what we call the Smart Money Tracker system, using the Pentagon Guider in here, using sign of strength, sign of weakness in here, and the Pentagon Guider is the one that will give you the up signal, like move. But of course, on the backdrop of a stronger bear market here, many individual stocks are like feeling this big wave that they have to overcome, and overcoming this wave tends to be very, very challenging for many of these stocks. So they continue to follow the big wave that's pushing them downwards towards the downtrend here. So take note, a lot of the stocks that we talk about in here will have this. Now let's look at the KLCI, what you see right now in here, all right? And you can see this morning, and let's take a look at the hot sectors just on top of me here, right? And let me just scroll up, okay? And you have, let me switch to a wider chart here. So you have pretty much the technology is, turning up. That's, something good. But again, we are seeing the sell-off last Friday. So this sell-off will dip back into the technology, and we will see technology Malaysia falling back in here. We still have the REITs doing pretty well, and the transportation in here. So transportation, take note of. Of course, the KLCR right now, the one that you see on top of me here, the green Pentagon. That green Pentagon that turns into 31st of May was pretty much a decoy that was due to the foreign funds run that we've seen last month in here. But since then, 2 days later, the market turned and continued to sell off. So that's why it's important to follow the red Pentagon. When you know the red Pentagon comes out, the likelihood the market will trend lower is significantly high. You can see the last one that we way back in April and this one in here, that would save you a lot of money by cutting loss and staying out. All right, no doubt it's very difficult to make money in this market in here, but it's possible when you do a couple of simple things like the intraday trading, catch some of those trades that we talked about last Friday in here, and also some trades that do work in between. Right, the market is still red Pentagon right now, you can see in here. So a lot of the trades, the win rate is going to be lower. But let's take a look at the last episode, the episode 175, 30th of May, and we're going to refresh you. During that time, the KLCI is still in pretty much in the red Pentagon in here before turning green on the 31st of May, and then 3 days later turning down. So we were looking at trade like Uchitech, KFIMA, and Carlsberg. Let's see how they fare. Now, first thing, in episode 75, these are the hot sector. If you look on the left-hand side on 30th of May, right, the market actually turned green Pentagon in here. And these are what we call really cluster or closes. Very strong, low volume in here. That actually set up the stage for a nice big move. We see low volume accumulation in here. As you can see, this nice move after we see this accumulation. Again, I said this on 30th of May. The market moves up. Of course, not all stock move up in here. This was a nice one. Robie spotted it on the Robie FA list on 242. All right, 242 on the 30th of May. And then since then, the market has moved up 17%. Okay, 17%. And that was a potential 850 ringgit, right? From potential 5,000 ringgit in here. So just imagine 850 ringgit. All right, and how much are you paying for Robie? Many of you are using the off-hour free version, and to me, that is already a big benefit in here, able to have more benefits than what you are paying for. So potential 17% profit from or potential 850 potential ringgit from a $5,000 trade in here, right? And this was a nice one move in here. Of course, right now we can see there's no red Pentagon yet this morning as I was looking into the chart. So continue to run your profit, but take note, the market stages that you see on top of me here has already come out. Okay, so if you can, as I said before, especially right now the market is bearish, take small profit if you want to. All right, let's look at the other trade that we were talking about in the last episode 175 was Uchitech. Now Uchitech is part of the technology stock, has turned green, and you can see it did move sideways, but today finally turned red Pentagon. So that's why you need to have the real-time version of our plugin to see this. And SMARTRobie only get updated at the end of the day. That's really one benefit that you can use. So you can see Uchitech turned red Pentagon. Right now, market was moving up. There was a stocks in here. You could see low volume in here. So because of the bearish sentiment that is bearing a lot on the technology stocks, this stock continued to face headwind. Okay, headwind blowing it, cannot jalan lah. But went up 307, did hit the 314 before turning red Pentagon right now. So if it does turn red Pentagon, as you can say before, overall this market is likely going to move the bias to the downside or not, right? So next one we have is Carlsberg, which is the one of the economic recovery. Again, this stocks generally because it's up at around 22 over ringgit. So it will take a lot of ringgit to move it higher if you want to get the 5% or the 10% in. Focus on the smaller ringgit stocks, okay? That will give you the 5% return. So if you're looking at something like a Carlsberg with a 22 ringgit, 24 ringgit kind of thing, it's generally going to be small. But it did spotted it, right? Spotted it in here at 22.36 on the 30th of May here, and did hit high of 22.77, very similar to Uchitech, still making a nice uptrend with a 2% before also turning red Pentagon. It turned red Pentagon like you see in previously in here, but because it is having what we call a nice railway track, a double track in here, likely to stay onto that. Of course, we all know Carlsberg is a good fundamental stocks, right? That's why it appeared on the Robie FA list in here, right? Now, in summary, very quickly, I just want to talk quickly. Understand how market accumulate under low volume, which is we briefly explained here. Of course, many of these things we actually touch base in our courses and our masterclass. So make sure you join some of those and understand how the market accumulate under low volume. Okay, and once the market is ready, as smart money is accumulating, like what Tom Williams say, it is ready for a markup stage 2, right? Okay? But remember, overall market sentiment, right? Because right now we are seeing red Pentagon, the bearishness that it bears into it. But if you are holding a good ratings stocks, you can focus and maybe carry on for a longer term in here. Also, at the same time, just want to touch base with you in here. You can check out some of our Robie, right? Past winner. You can click on right at the bottom here. You could see Robie FA last month list. Click on that one. Right, and this will take you to a chart. You can see Chinwell, which was spotted on the 23rd of May, has a PE of 7 times. That tells you it's really undervalued. Next one, we have Bajaj Food, PE of 19 times, slightly higher. PE of 8, GOB. Dufu, PE of 21, being a technology stocks. And you have KFIMA, PE of 7 times. That's the one we actually did talk about on the last episode that really make up this 17% move in here. And Harbour with a PE of 4%. So do take a look at the Robie FA every day if you have to, especially right now the market is not trending well. And these are some of the winner they're able to pick up. Of course, not all of them. There are some also loser in here, but you notice the losers are generally a bit smaller. Scomnet is down 4% since the red Pentagon, but it has a higher PE in overall. All right, so keep in mind the summary that we talk about. Now, if you have any stocks that you want me to look at, feel free to pencil in the comment and do share this video in your timeline so more people can enjoy the benefit of SMARTRobie. That's right. Now, of course, SMARTRobie, the way to use this, and if you just go back to the KLSE, click on SMARTRobie here, and what you want to do is the mid-center Robie FA list. That's the list we are creating for those of you who are more centric towards the fundamental, all right, fundamental stock list and intraday alert. It does has an intraday alert, but today you can see FA is new, all right, just FA is new. So use that one and upgrade to our monthly subscription. Okay, update to our monthly subscription, then you can get all the intraday alert, unlimited alert. Now let's take a look at this week. Now bear in mind the KLCI is still red, hot sector is still technology, so that tells you perhaps SciComm, which is a technology stock, and also transportation. How do we know that? Click on hot sector. Okay, you can see hot sector is technology, REITs, transportation, finance, and consumer. All right, so you have the FA Robie list on top here. We have couple one LBS, property, MFLA, P-Trans, MSCSB, SciComm, and LC Titan for today. Those lists will change. Some of them, the Pentagon guidance may appear early. Let's take a look at the first one, right? And these are P-Trans. You can see P-Trans has a very nice, LC Titan has a very nice turn red Pentagon, built in then a nice green Pentagon in here, but immediately we have the sell-off that it had. It took a long time, low volume in here. And what is the FA? Let's check out LC Titan. Item number 6 here, 5284, hit that one. Go over to stock fundamentals. And you can see stock fundamental is rated 3 out, a P of 6, dividend of 18%, right? That's exceptionally very high, right? So that is pretty good. Intrinsic value of about 179 versus a closing price. So it is not undervalued. Having said that, it's not undervalued because of the ROE, the return on equity is slightly about at 5% in here. Let's take a look at a nice one. Next one that we have is SciComm. Okay, now SciComm has a nice breakout. This is a technology stock, but today also break down. So we go back to our list here, item number 5099. You can go on to the stock fundamentals here. Now, being a technology stock, this is slightly priced higher. Okay, no, the PE is about 13 times, right? Syscom, sorry. But the ROE is pretty decent, very good, 26% in here, and compared to the sector average, which is 14%. So this is above average sector, a good. You want to buy good fundamental company that is doing much better, higher than the average sector, and does pay a 5% dividend. Very exceptional, I have to say. That's giving it a 6 out of 8 here. But this morning, the sell-off that we see continue to bear across these stocks in here. Next one we have is P-Trans. Now take note of the P-Trans, what we call the railway track, continue to move higher here. And P-Trans is Perak Transportation. Logistics stocks are doing pretty well so far. But again, on the backdrop of the bearish bear market that we see, this will likely to struggle. All right, Mayfern, I got your LGMS. I have to find out whether it's inside there. PM Tech, sure, no problem, okay? And we got B-Trans, looking at the fundamentals too. So you can see fundamentals, again, 4 out of 8 with a PE of 9 times. ROE also 9, okay, not that fantastic, but a dividend of 5%, a good dividend stock player in here. So that is pretty much tells the market. Let's take a look at the market this morning here. As you can see, LC Titan, after making up, this is the breakdown, 2%, Cycom, right? Because of the fallout that we've seen from last Friday. So a lot of these stocks are falling in here, and also broken down this support in here, right? So all turn red Pentagon, so the trades usually don't validate itself. Once it turn red Pentagon, you need to exit. All right, that's how we want to play this game in here. We do not know this market will continue to go lower. No doubt the fundamental is good, but you don't want to be buying what we call a falling knife, right? Catching a falling knife, and that's never been good in your policy. Okay, you don't want to be buying in negative. And LC, let's take a look at P-Trans. Even though P-Trans has maintained a nice stage 2, right? But hasn't done red Pentagon yet. So you can see this one has a double top here. You can see it's been moving up. P-Trans, the earnings was pretty, how was the earning? Let's take a look at here. It's not coming out. Okay, it's not coming out. Period. Yes, oh, it's a bit slower. Okay, let's hit that one. Earnings is pretty much the same as it is. Dividend also paid. So this is around the 70 cent mark, holding up this level in here. So you want to be looking to use the advanced setup, the advanced setup. But if you're a beginner, these stocks, you may want to avoid it because it's already up in the lowest, because you must learn how to cut loss fast. Okay, cut loss fast. But of course, if you would have bought it at the 17th of March, this was a nice March all the way up here. You can see following the green Pentagon here, that is almost a 20% move in the span of 2 months. You got to give it a bit of time to run, right, for the green Pentagon in here. Not all trades will work, right, but the month of April, we have seen the the trans logistics were doing quite well. The sector was doing that well. Now, in short, what we're trying to say in here, overall market is very bearish, but if you happen to have a hot stock in a hot sector like P-Trans after the green Pentagon, this is going to be moving much higher here. Okay, so that is what we have this for the condition that we have in the market in here. So the short lesson is wait for the green Pentagon to appear, green thing to buy, red to sell, right? As I said, because some of those stocks has come out in here, does not validate here. And also look to the left hand side of the chart, just like we said earlier. If you look at KFIMA compared to Uchitech, that what we call cluster of closers. Very important. Again, we teach those in our courses in here. It will give you a better win rate. And remember, that was almost a 17% move, 850 ringgit. Imagine, right? For a $5,000 trade in here. A nice move compared to what you will be getting in here. Beginners, again, take small profits. When you're starting off in here, you might want to go for something. You might want to go even in a single digit. All right, in here. Red Pentagon, beginners, do stay out and learn to watch. That's the best thing you can do right now. All right. And for those of you who are seeking the SIDC CPE 10 points, if you're a reminder and also a fund manager or a dealer, you might need your 10 points. We are doing a CPE on the 7th of July. Okay. 7th of July, combining volume spread and fundamental in here for 488, a very good bonus offer because you do get a cash voucher 288 and a SMARTRobie of 1,000 SMARTRobie points in here. So think about this. The 10 points will be awarded as soon as you complete this course in here. Okay, and for those of you who are ready to move on to the next level for our plugin for the real time, consider our plugin Trade VSA 360 in here for as low as 2 ringgit per day. That will take you to the next level of opportunity. All right, so right now we're going to be reviewing some stocks. If you do enjoy our SMARTRobie usage, do go over to our Google Play Store and give us a review. We really appreciate that, and also in our Apple Play Store in here. All right, let's take a look at the stocks that we have. Mayfen here, LGMS. This must be a new stocks, I suppose. Yeah, so if it's a new stock, it's very hard to trade. So you have to switch to a hourly chart in here. You can see hourly chart, right? Or a 15-minute chart. You got to trade to the shorter time frame. So shorter time frame, you need to see this market already turned green Pentagon in here, but you need at least 60 days to see smart money activities. All right, if not, there's no edge at all using the volume, and because you can't compute the volume, you do not know what are the smart money are doing. So you just basically trading on price action without the volume at all. That's what there isn't any much volume we can calculate, so that's why you don't see any indicator in here. All right, now next one we have is PNB Tech. That's why it's important to know some of, you need to have a background. You want to look at the background. Without the background, no chance, no edge, don't trade. Now PNB Tech, if you switch to a daily chart, very obvious. The green Pentagon for Inaru would have saved you a lot, okay? And you can see from here, very classic, right? After it turned green Pentagon, it knows about this wash, right? After red Pentagon, some people say, why it didn't turn green Pentagon here, right? It didn't turn green Pentagon because in volume spread, anything that moves up, big volume like here, huge volume like here, that you see this part, and high spread bar, it is a distribution bar. Now, if you have learned volume spread analysis, you would have avoided this. But I think you're looking to buy, right? Minura. Okay, if you're looking to buy, right, just wait for the green Pentagon. Now, if you're looking to sell, you should have sold at 368 and probably even avoided this. So SMARTRobie with Pentagon Guider will help you to avoid all this trap that you see here. A lot of people got trapped at $4 because thought the market was going higher, because many of them are trained, right, on what? On price only. They do not look at the volume. So looking at the volume is very important in here. All right. So if you're looking to buy, wait for the green Pentagon. Okay. Other than that, just kind of stay out inside here. Okay, any more comments and any more stocks that you want to look at, right? Look seriously on those FA stocks. You generally be good. Now, if you are trading real time, right, a shorter time frame, use the plugin that we have. You can switch over to the 5-minute and 15-minute. Will give you best visibility, unlike any other software that you see there. Give you the edge, give you the return, and give you new opportunity. So what are you waiting for? All right, get the plugin right now. All right, so if there's nothing further, right, don't forget to sign up for our YouTube channel in here. Smash that subscribe button for more of our video review and also many of our educational programs. And don't forget to go on to our Telegram chat room and share that with your friend. Okay, we got one more, Sedania. Let's take a look at Sedania. This is a daily. So we look at the daily chart first, right? Sedania has a double top, so be very careful. Again, you can see the market stages hit here again, red line in here. So remember, market is dying, also been here, and these are all your general election stocks, in my opinion. Okay, so you got this double top in here, and if you have bought it at green Pentagon after, remember, green Pentagon next day, just like here, green Pentagon opening, you could have got here at 36 cents. Green Pentagon got here at 36 cents. So right now you got double top in here. If you have a little bit small profit, let go of it. Take your profit and run. All right, because it's starting to move up in here. But if you want to wait a bit more, using a bit of discretion, breaking to 44 cents, you want to be out. But you're still in the money following the green Pentagon. The problem is a lot of people, they will always buy up here. They don't buy on the opening price. Always buy, as I said before, our rules is always buy on the opening of the green Pentagon. Okay, so one of the things you can do is to subscribe to our VSA 360 in here. Check out it by 10 o'clock at night. You already know that is the trade to buy or not. But don't wait until next day. Remember, if you are the early bird, you get the early worm. But if you are the late one, end up you'll be buying at $5 kena cuci lah. Okay, so let's take a look at KAB. Sure. Okay, we got Maria here at KAB, and do like and subscribe to our YouTube channel in here. This one, same thing, you can see, right? After Sedania, this is a classic what happens, right? Sedania is right now, you have the first bar. You can see, first bar, double top. You see, sell off here, right? If the market were to break around the 44 cent, you're going to have red Pentagon very soon. Now, this is a classic move. Of course, when you see red Pentagon, time to go out lah. Very simple only, right? It's whether you want to follow or don't want to follow only. The rules, if you can say. So I always said before, I think Maria, you're also one of our regular fans. If you are already a member of our plugin, a lot of our lessons has already talked about the following the rules inside in here. So right now, KAB is acting against you. All right, so please have a plan in here, and if you cannot cut loss, I think on the long run in the bear market, it's very difficult unless you trade the intraday. And do follow me on the Friday. All right, every Friday we talk about the intraday trading with our VSA 360 intraday alert. Check it out. That will put you in the right spot now, because we're taking much smaller profit in here. Okay. So thank you again, and thank you for presence. We really enjoy your presence. Many of you who have came today in here, we are here to assist you. We are here to help you, and through our network of our coaches and community, we are here to serve you. Thank you again, and don't forget, we'll see you this Wednesday for our series continuing going on using volume spread analysis. Thank you again. Bye bye.